Some people say that Vancouver has the reputation of being the no-fun city. Could some of BC's liquor laws be to blame? Let's start the free talk. Hi, I'm Allison Riley and welcome to Free Talk. Now, liquor laws in Canada vary from province to province, to where and when you can buy alcohol, legal age, and pricing. Today we'll examine some of BC's liquor laws that some people believe to be relics of the days of Prohibition. But is it too much regulation, or is it all in the interest of public safety?
The liquor laws themselves they're archaic and they're out of date. Many of them are written in the 1920s, just after Prohibition. They don't have any relevancy to today's market, today's needs, today's society. And take for example the Intoxicating Liquors Act of 1928. It's almost 100 years old now. It doesn't allow for free border crossing within Canada of alcohol. So if I drive to Alberta, find a great craft beer there, I want to bring home a six-pack to share with my friends, I'm breaking a federal law. And you can go down to the United States and buy beer and pay duty at the border. That's legal, but you can't, there's no freedom of movement within Canada.
So where are you guys from?
England.
I'm from London in England,
I'm from Brighton in England.
Oh, lovely. Well, welcome. Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into a couple strange, some people feel are strange liquor laws here in BC. In Canada, actually, it's illegal to transport booze across provincial borders.
Really?
So if someone wanted to buy a bottle of wine from BC, they can't bring it over to Alberta. What do you think of that?
Pretty
Bizarre.
strange. It's all one country. It's a bit strange that you can't take it around one country.
Yeah.
That's pretty ridiculous.
And why is that?
I just don't understand the purpose. It doesn't make any sense. I lived in Calgary and I transported booze and
I don't know. There's all these laws that go back to Prohibition and just they haven't been looked at, and it's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
Do you think that's something that BC should consider, serving wine and booze in grocery stores and corner stores?
Yeah, it's weird. It took us like 2 days to find an alcohol shop. It's a bit bizarre that you can't find anything after these all shut about 7 o'clock, so it's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah, and also it makes it so much more expensive if you don't get sort of supermarket deals and stuff.
And it makes you feel really sordid going into these
Like
these little
brown
stores.
paper bag.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to go into like a supermarket and just like grab a case of beer there and not have to deal with the weird like holiday hours and stuff like that.
There's no competition here really. The Liquor Board is the main distributor of all alcohol in British Columbia. There are private liquor stores out there, yes, but they play on an uneven playing field. They get that same markup. They can't sell the products for the same cost as the Liquor Board because the Liquor Board marks up the product when they sell it to them.
Another thing that you might not know about is performers on stage aren't allowed to drink while they're on stage. What do you think of that?
That is really weird. What, like bands aren't allowed to have a drink? You can't have a drink?
No.
Do people get prosecuted for that?
Well, I think a lot of people turn a blind eye. I know I've seen it before. I've seen, bands at bars with bottles of beers in their hands, but it's not actually allowed.
That's a surprising law, that. Really strange, yeah.
So if Kanye West and Jay-Z came by here, they couldn't have their booze on stage. So.
Just have a glass of juice.
It's really weird. Yeah.
Yes, juice.
Oh yeah, I kind of know about that one. But is that's in Canada?
It's in BC.
In BC?
That is the most ignored law in Vancouver. I can tell you that. It's just ridiculous. Like this is a bunch of professionals who are up there, and maybe they want to sip a beer while they entertain people. And why is that a bad thing? Why can't we see that? Why are we being protected from that? Especially when there's no kids in there anyway. They're not allowed. They're not 19.
Is that legal here, is it? Not allowed to have it? Yeah.
Apparently we used to have happy hour in BC. Is that something you'd like to see come back?
Yeah, absolutely. I lived in Alberta for a really long time, and happy hour was so popular there that they actually had to make it. They actually had to put minimum drink prices in because people were getting too drunk. But it's adults. It's adults. Voting with their money, what they want to do with their recreation time, and they should absolutely be able to do whatever they want.
I can remember in my lifetime there being happy hours, and for example, down in the Main and Hastings Skid Row area, some of the bars down there were getting people through the door at 9 in the morning saying the glasses of beer are 50 cents between 9 and 10 o'clock. They're 75 cents between 10 and 11 o'clock. And they would slowly raise it up so everybody was drunk by the time it got up to full price, and they'd blow all their entire checks. So there was partly that reason why they stepped in, but instead of dealing with those offenders, they painted everybody with the same brush so that I can't, you know, I live on Commercial Drive, I can't go down to my local and they can have a drink special from 7 till 8 o'clock and serve it responsibly.
So, Karine, tell me a little bit about the trouble that the Rio has been having since it became licensed.
Yeah, the problem happened on Thursday when we, about 30 minutes before our final inspection, I received a condition on our liquor license that prevents us from showing movies of any kind at any time. And I had not been aware that any kind of a condition would be placed on our liquor license, and as far as I know, there's no condition like this placed on any other venue. And so what we thought we'd be able to do is to be able to show movies without alcohol and continue our creative programming. We have a lot of concerts, poetry slams, film festivals and the like, and so we wanted to continue our creative programming.
It's something they do in Seattle. I go over the border all the time to go to Cinnabar. I go to Portland and go to living room theaters. It's something that there's definitely demand here for, and you know, you hear about places down in like Austin and stuff, Alamo Draft House, places that revolve around selling liquor while people just watch movies, and you know, more kids aren't drinking because of that. You know, they're 18 plus, they're sold to people with ID, and if they don't have ID, they don't drink, just like drinking now. Kids are going to drink anyway. They do, trust me. and if it means we have to start shutting down, you know, amazing places in Vancouver just to get behind these stupid laws that nobody will ever look at again, it's ridiculous. This is a cathedral for some people, and now it's just going to be gone.
There's one law in the books that we want them to enforce, and they won't enforce it. Serving sizes. Nobody has any idea when they go in what size beer they're going to get. Most places say, well, we're serving pints or sleeves, but nobody really seems to have an idea what a pint is. You'll order a pint which is supposed to be 20 imperial ounces or 568 milliliters, I think it is. That's the Federal Weights and Measures Act. That's legal here in Canada. But you'll get a sleeve that holds 14 ounces. And they'll say, well, that's our pint. So we're trying to get places to just be transparent about what they're serving. The law is already on the books. The Liquor Board completely ignores it. Why?
Now, many liquor retailers declined or backed out of appearing on camera to speak about BC liquor laws. Does that surprise you?
Not at all. In my function as president of CAMRA and also writing about beer, I've had that many times. People have come to me, we've got this great angle we'd like you to pursue and help us out with. Go to do the interview, and at the end of the interview, 100% of the time you can't use my name and you can't use specifics. We fear retribution from the Liquor Board. So, you know, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Many liquor retailers declined or backed out of appearing on camera for fear of how it would affect their relationship with the LCLB. The Liquor Distribution Board was also unavailable to speak on camera. However, they did send us this email response. The BC government supports the amendment of the Importation of Illegal Liquors Act across provincial borders. It will benefit BC wineries, which in turn will create and maintain jobs for British Columbians. By their very nature, happy hour promotions encourage patrons to drink more in a limited amount of time. This is contrary to our focus on discouraging overconsumption. There are no plans to allow the sale of liquor products in BC grocery stores. BC has more than 1,000 government and private liquor stores, providing ready access to a wide variety of liquor products. The LCLB is aware that there are calls to make changes in British Columbia with respect to movie theaters serving alcohol. Consideration is being given to whether public safety issues can be addressed in a manner that would enable change to these regulations. Government should be in a position to make a decision in the next several months. Citizens that have a concern about liquor policy are encouraged to contact either the Liquor Distribution Branch or Liquor Control and Licensing Branch. Well, whether or not you agree with BC's liquor laws, please be sure to enjoy responsibly. I'm Allison Riley, and thanks for watching Free Talk.